Hello again, everyone. Today I am here again with some vintage art supplies that I'm going to swatch for you. So this one in particular, I wanted to swatch for you this Panda brand oil pastels, which is by the Talons company, which owns Rembrandt and Van Gogh. And it's a pretty decent quality company. So I've seen this particular brand of oil pastels on vintage Etsy shops quite a bit. So I figured this would be vintage pastels that would be fairly easy to find if you liked the look of them. And I will put a link down below to the shop where I purchased these vintage supplies. Not everything will be in stock at that shop, but you can always continue to search on Etsy for different vintage supplies. So I have a few Pelikan brand wax crayons as well. I had just never seen these before. This one's actually by a brand called Goya. So these are all wax pencils, but so I thought I would swatch those as well. The white ones I might not be able to, just because, you know, you're not going to be able to see them on this paper. But I thought I would swatch these as well. And I'm going to go fairly quickly because if I do have time at the end, I will also swatch these Daler Rowney oil pastels that I recently got on sale at Jackson's. And this is a pretty inexpensive brand of oil pastels. So I wanted to just get a little set because it was super cheap and try them out. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to start with the wax crayons first so that we can then go on to the oil pastels. Okay, so I'm not going to do the white ones, but I do have one by both Pelikan and Goya. One being a little off-white and one being white. So these are supposed to be able to mark on just about anything, these wax pencils. So let's see, let's start with the lighter colors first. This is a yellow one. It's numbered 772. I don't know if that is related to any kind of color measure. Okay, and that's actually a really pretty yellow. So what you could use these for in watercolor is to use them as a resist. Let's see what this is. This is also 772. Yes, so this is another of the same, so I'm not going to swatch that. I think it might just be from a different time frame with a little bit of a different packaging. And then this one, I think, no, this is a slightly different number. This one's 762. This is also from Pelikan. But yeah, you could use them as a resist in watercolors, meaning you put them down and then when you put the watercolors on top of them, the wax pencil will resist the color of the watercolor, and then you will get whatever color you put underneath, or it'll just show up white. So I'm also gonna mark this as 772. Okay, so that's the yellows. And then I have a red by this Goya company. And I'll do a little bit more labeling off camera. I'm not gonna... Oh, this one's actually really smooth and interesting. Very interesting. So, you know, I always like to have interesting new art supplies, so I just thought these would be something interesting to add into the mix, and they were super cheap, which is why I picked them up. This one, let's see, number 107-1. Again, not sure if that is a specific number or what. Okay, this is another one, blue. Oh, there's the color, azul, which is blue. And then I think that this one just says rojo, which is red. I should have figured that out, that since they're from Spain, that would be in Spanish. Okay. And these are just, I just got the primary colors. They did have some other various colors that were also somewhat interesting. Okay, so this is Pelikan. I think this one's black. Oh, no, it looks like it's indigo. So it's like dark blue. All right, and this also says 772, so that must not be the number, but I'm just not seeing, I mean, maybe it's in German on here and I just don't, I'm not able to read it. Okay, so those are the wax crayons. Looks like those will work pretty well for what I want to use them for, which is just mark making and perhaps a watercolor resist. So now let's get on to these Panda oil pastels. So most of the ones that I have seen online because these are fairly old. I don't know how old they are. It looks like someone did a little bit of testing here on the back. That's kind of cute, actually. Most of the ones that I've seen that are available do have a little bit of a white film on them. So I'm going to try using them without removing that. I mean, it's just like a waxy buildup. I don't think it's mold or anything like that. But if there's a problem in using them with the little bit of waxy film, I have a paper towel off to the side so that I can wipe it off. But I did want to mention that because I've seen quite a few that do have that coloring issue. Let's see if we can figure out where the color indicator is, and there might not. Okay, Veronese Green Extra. Okay, so that does have the color name on the side. So I'm just going to start up here. And I mean, this one has a little bit of white film, but I am not having issues with it. It seems like it's a little bit more flaky than some of the other oil pastels I've used. And that could be due to the age or just due to the brand. So I'm just taking a paper towel and kind of wiping that away. Okay, I'm going to keep these in the same order so that I can label them later. This one is Deep Yellow. And again, you see quite a bit of buildup there, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on the color. And I have a feeling that the flaking there is due to the age. So I'm actually going to leave that and then take it all off at the end, just so that I can kind of sweep it into a paper towel and not get it on the desk. Okay, so this is Flesh Tint. I think if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I have an issue with pinkish flesh tint because, you know, there's multiple flesh tints. And that's always been the case, whether these are vintage supplies or not. That one was a little less flaky. Let's see, so this one is light blue. And like I was saying, that I've seen a lot of these sets. Some are pretty voluminous and they're always pretty inexpensive. These actually have really nice colors. Let's see, this is Cyclamen Red. Oh boy, that's quite the, oh wow. That's really, really bright. You wouldn't be able to tell because of the film on there. But yeah, these work great. I would not be concerned about these at all. This one is Green Intenso. Intense green, I'm assuming. I apologize. My voice is a little wavering. There you go, wavering. Today, I've had allergies nonstop and it's really kind of bad. Okay, this is light orange. So I think we're going to be able to get through these pretty quickly. So I will indeed do those Daler Rowney oil pastels at the end. Okay, and then we have a lemon yellow. These are obviously not in any kind of color order. I did not rearrange them before swatching them, so they're going to kind of be all over the place in color, but I want to keep them the same in the packaging so that I can label them later, but after I do that, I'll probably rearrange them in an appropriate color order. Okay, so this one is Yellow Ochre. I was noticing the other day that in my watercolors, I have so many yellow ochres, and I don't know how that happened because that's not even really one of my big colors. So this is Blue Violet Deep, and I have not had to wipe off that little milky film off of there at all. It doesn't seem to be affecting it. But yeah, I don't know why I have so many yellow ochres. So I basically have like a whole palette full of little pans of yellow ochre that I took out of other palettes. It's kind of weird. Okay, light gray is this one. And I think it just might be because yellow ochre comes with like every set that you get. And that might be it. Yeah, other than a few of these, they haven't been super flaky. The first two were probably the most, although you can see here that that's flaking up a bit. And I'm assuming that that's probably because they're older and dry. This is just regular black, which looks like this is one of the ones that people use the most. And I don't know what year these are from. It's actually a really nice intense black. Okay, so this one is Sky Blue. But these are great colors. I really like them. I'm definitely going to use these, even though they're a little bit flaky. I mean, I got them for so cheap that it's kind of fine that they may have a little issue like that. This is May Green. Okay, and then we have Sap Green Light. So before I go on to the Daler Rowney oil pastels, I will wipe these little flakes off, and then I'll hold it up to the camera a little bit so you can see them. The next color is Cobalt Blue, kind of a light Cobalt Blue. I would associate Cobalt with being a little darker. Okay, and then we have Sap Green Light. Looks like a lighter version of that sap green. That's pretty accurate. And I'm trying to leave enough room in between. I might have to write pretty small, but I'm trying to leave enough room to label them in between. So this is another Cobalt Blue. That looks like it might actually be the same. Or did I just go backwards? I did. I went backwards. Okay, so so nix that one. We'll just cross that off because that one is the same as this one. Okay, it just rolled back into place there. This one's Ultramarine. Oh, that's actually a really beautiful Ultramarine. Wow, that's kind of gorgeous actually. This is Carmine. Yeah, in older paint sets, I think Carmine is a lot more common than it is today. I still see it, but it seems to be sort of the standard red in a lot of these old sets. This is Burnt Umber. Although given the color, I would consider that more of a burnt sienna-like color. I don't think it's really dark enough to be burnt umber. Okay, and this one looks like it's going to be pretty. This is Turquoise Blue. Nice, but I think I still, so far, the Ultramarine has been the best blue. And then this one is English Red, kind of another staple here. Color. English Red. This one is Light Rose. And I don't know if this was a student set. It might be, and it looks like I'm probably missing one color in here, which is fine. And this is Vermilion. Okay, so let me get in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one paper towel off to the side to catch the shavings here, or the little bits. Oop, looks like we're gonna have some color transfer, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, so there's a benefit to doing that right after, because now we've got a little bit of, it's a little bit gotten a little bit smudged, but now all of those little bits are off of there. So you can see, I got a little bit smudged by doing that. I was trying to be really careful with that, but clearly I was not careful enough. All right, so let's go on to, let's see, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm gonna do them here, but I'm gonna do them thinner and longer. These Daler Rowney oil pastels. So these are brand new. And I don't, it says for artists, but I don't know if these are actually artist grade. It says endless possibilities both for professional and leisure painters. So I'm not really sure what who the intended audience is. And this is just a basic set, so you're gonna get, you know, pretty basics. This one is Rowney Yellow. Almost every brand I feel has their own primaries. Okay, so that's the yellow, and I'm getting a little flaking on that too. I'm not going to wipe that off. After I'm done here, I'm gonna tape a little bit of a piece of plastic on here so that it will, or piece of paper over this so that it won't transfer. So this is Crimson Lake. Really pretty red. This one is Rose Madder. Okay. And then we have French Ultramarine. That's interesting. So you can kind of see this is considered French Ultramarine, and they just call that Ultramarine. I think that is definitely the better Ultramarine of these two. These feel pretty good overall, though. They're a little flaky, but still look pretty good. I definitely think that still sort of the top bar for these is the Sennelier ones, because they're super, super soft. Let's see. This is Phthalo Blue. And that seems a little light for a Phthalo Blue to me, but we'll see. Okay, this is Lizard Green. I apologize for that smudging. I did not know that would happen. Lizard Green. And then, oops, let's see, maybe I can just take that. No. Lizard Green, and then this is Rowney Green. So this is their own brand green. So this one is just called Rowney Red Tint 1. So this one is really light. Probably good to use for lighter skin tones there. And this one is Burnt Sienna. And this, so see, this Burnt Sienna is almost identical to what they're calling a Burnt Umber up there. And this one is Cool Gray. I think that Burnt Sienna would be nicer for darker skin tones too. So this is black. And then the last one is white. So I'm not going to swatch the white. These are fairly comparable to the Neo Pastels. Is that what they're called? No, the Neo Pastels are the water-soluble ones. Whatever the Caran d'Ache version of the oil pastels is. I swatched some recently on the channel. These are almost of that quality, but obviously you're not getting as interesting colors on here. And I'll put this up to the camera here so you can see a little bit of flaking there. And that was definitely more pronounced on these than on the Caran d'Ache oil pastels. So, and I think the colors of this vintage set are really, really nice. I really wish I had not gotten that black into the other ones, but I did. All right, it's kind of a messy swatch day. All right, well, that's all I had for you today. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you have any questions about these, feel free to ask below and I'll answer when I can. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. Just cleaning up the rest of these little oil pastel flakes here. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.